Hi there, and welcome to This Day in History for January 30th. January 30th is the 30th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, with 335 days remaining to the end of the year, 336 in leap years. Today's word is merino. Merino is a noun that means any of a breed of fine-wooled white sheep originating in Spain and producing a heavy fleece of exceptional quality. A soft wool or wool and cotton clothing fabric resembling cashmere like a merino sweater. A fine wool and cotton yarn used for making such a garment. The word merino comes to us from Spanish. First known use of the word merino is in 1804. Merino. I picked up today's word merino on www.wordgenius.com. There are some very unusual words over there. But anytime you have a word you'd like us to explore in this Word of the Day segment, drop it in the comments. We'll take a look at it. And with that, there's an aromatic herb, a sprawling, mat-forming perennial with a fragrance similar to spearmint that grows close to the coast from maritime Alaska down into California. When the Spanish came along in the 1770s, they called the area Yerba Buena, which means good herb. America seized the area during the Mexican-American War in 1846, and on January 30th, 1847, Yerba Buena, California was renamed San Francisco, California. There are several car companies that were founded as some other kind of business to begin with, and then at some point decided to make cars. Honda, for instance, started out as a parts manufacturer and then built motorized bicycles, and then motorcycles, and then automobiles. Studebaker started out making harnesses and horse-drawn carriages and wagons. Carl Benz, often called the father of the car or the father of the automobile industry, started out studying locksmithing before he changed course and started building industrial machines, and all that before he applied his skills and attention to building a horseless carriage that he called the Benz Patent Motor Wagon, which honestly looks like a giant tricycle with a bench seat. The engine is behind the seat. But we still have the Mercedes-Benz Company, and they make cars. All that to say that many car companies started out as something else altogether, and so it is with Mazda, the company that would ultimately become the Mazda Motor Corporation. Started out as a cork-making factory, which was founded on January 30th, 1920. A cork-making company. They changed their name from Toyo Cork Kogyo Company to Toyo Kogyo Company Limited in 1927 and started making vehicles in 1931. Where did the name Mazda come from? Two sources are noted. Ahura Mazda, the god of harmony, intelligence, and wisdom in Zoroastrianism, and the founder's name was Jujiro Matsuda, kind of similar to Mazda. This is the birthday of English drummer, singer-songwriter, and producer and actor Phil Collins. Born Philip David Charles Collins on January 30th, 1951. He had some acting parts as a child and was one of the screaming teenagers in the Beatles' 1964 movie Hard Day's Night. In the 1970s, he joined the band Genesis and had a solo career after that. As so many have, he struggled with a drinking problem, but he got sober in 2013. He's had and still has other rather frightening health incidents and issues, but by golly, he's still kicking. Phil Collins turned 73 in 2024. Happy birthday, Phil Collins. If you're wondering about some other things that might have happened on January 30th, you can check out one of my previous episodes for January 30th and see what we talked about before. I'll leave a link for you. Today's song is Against All Odds by Phil Collins. This power ballad was recorded for the soundtrack of a movie by the same name and released as a single in 1984. This one was Phil's first #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 as a solo artist and has been covered by several artists. It'll pull at your heartstrings, especially if you've ever been in a situation where you want to ask, how can you just walk away when all I could do is watch you leave? Against All Odds by Phil Collins. Link in the description. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoyed this series, check out the playlist that contains these videos, and I'll put a link to that in the description. That description lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include a link to my blog page that's called No Really. You can also find me on Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey. All those links in that description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again and all. See you next time. This is the birthday.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
I wasn't talking to you. John, are you kidding me? Okay, hold on. We got to make that be quiet. You got to read the black part. Hi there, and welcome to This Day in History for, where's your microphone? Okay, we don't want to say the same thing twice. Oh, get your microphone. What is it with you and this microphone? Okay, here we go. Okay, we are still recording. That's great. Okay. How about that? We'll have a lot to edit today. Cacophony is a sound. Cacophony is a noun that you got to read it the right way. Let's start over. It's 8 o'clock, so all of the reminders are going to be dinging. I forgot to turn those off. Okay, stop it. It's 8 o'clock. Don't alienate people who can be helpful to you. Flinging happiness all over the place. Alrighty, back to work. I think we got it this time.